What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Spartan 2.0. And of course, you all know what that box is. It's a Glock box. And I'm not a Glock boy, but I did some research and I found a concealed carry gun that I really feel reliable and happy in owning, and so I went ahead and bought it. So let's take a look at it. And there you go. It's the Glock 43. The reason I went with it, one, the reliability aspect of it. Everybody uses them. It's tried and true. I mean, no way to go around it. It's either that or a Defender, but this is about as slim as you can get for a 9mm single stack, and is about as reliable as you can get, and that's what it is. So when you get it, this is what you get. You got your weapon, you got a 6-round magazine with a small base plate. You also get another 6-round magazine with a pinky extender on it, which I got bigger hands, so it kind of helps out. You get this little reloading piece of plastic, which, okay, I don't know, I got thumbs, so I'm good. You also get a lock. These are great. You always got to have them, depending on what restrictions you are and what states and how you have it, but here, we don't really need them. And I got a gun safe, so we don't really worry about it, but I always like to have them in case I need them, so that's good too. And you got your paperwork and your little warning stickers for the stupid people. Now here, you got your little cleaning brush for it that he give you. And of course, then there's always that little rod thing they always talk about. Well, it's hidden on the back side over here, so make sure you look for it. Don't throw it out. So now my biggest thing with this is going to be a concealed carry gun, correct? It needs to work, it needs to function, it needs to just do what it does. And all the reviews and everything else I've seen on it should do what it does. But now me being used to shooting bigger handguns, full-size handguns, getting that magazine grip on there, it's where do your fingers go? You know, it's kind of like, and it is a 9mm, so it's like it's got some snap to it, but where are they gonna go? So you take that one out, then you put the pinky extender in there. Okay, now you got a little bit more purchase, but now in reality, this finger doesn't do anything for your grip. It's all right in here. But we're so accustomed to shooting with a full grip, a full hand. And I can demonstrate that with my Ruger. And that's a 90. It's got a full purchase on it, right? So that was the hard part to try and get used to. So I'm like, whatever. But now when you conceal carry, your imprint is what makes the difference. So if you got a big magazine out here and you're carrying it, whether canted or straight, this is out here. You know, it prints on the shirt. So it is what it is, but I think it's gonna do. And I'm not gonna upgrade this thing. I'm not gonna Glock it out. I'm not gonna do anything else. I've already thrown this thing around and made sure it didn't go off, had to slide open, and there's probably a couple little boo-boos on it already for a brand new gun, only 3 days old. That's what's gonna happen. But it never came uncocked. It never, strike the fire. It didn't do anything. I mean, yes, when I had the slide open and I threw it just the right way, it did relock the slide. But being that slide locked back, throwing around pavement, up against my fence, on the tile, everything, it still always stayed cocked. It didn't do anything. So that really kind of gave me a little assurance, and yeah, it's a reliable gun, and I'm good with that. Now we just gotta take it to the range And all it's got to do is perform and not fail. And if it fails, it's going back to Glock. But we'll go to that video now. All right, and we're back. Sorry about the lighting in the range. Really couldn't put my GoPro up too much higher because the guy next to me was shooting a big old dog. And I have to take my 458 SOCOM out there and just kind of let him know what's up. But that being said, it is what it is. It wasn't about an accuracy test. It was more about a firing test, a reliability test. And I got to tell you, I'm not a Glock guy. It worked. There's no ifs, ands, or nothing about it. And the only problem I had with 200 rounds out of it, and I don't even know if you want to call it a problem. Like in the first 50, 60, the only thing it did is fail to lock the slide back on an empty magazine. Happened once, never happened again. Magazines function perfectly, everything. You know, you got a little perch on it, and I'll tell you what, if you're not used to shooting these little guys, oh my God, they're snappy. It really, it's got a little snap to it, but like I said, you got to learn that right there. You know, I mean, you put that little one in there, that pinky's got nowhere to go. Just put it out there drinking tea and, you know, call it a day. But that's where you're firing at, and I'll tell you what, it did really well until I decided to, at the end of it, be a smart guy and push it out to 50, 60 feet. Yeah, I don't think a 3.5-inch barrel is made to shoot out that far, or I just suck, or I just figured out why everybody replaces the sights on the Glock. And that being a topic, I don't know if you can see that. It's like lining up a freaking boat trailer on a river. How do you know that? I think we're all used to like the 3-dot sights, you know, like this one here. Like if you look there, you know, 3 dots. You know, it's right there. You can figure it out. It's quick. That's, I think, where Glock lacks sight. But, so I think the only upgrade I'm going to do to this thing is put new sights on it. And especially now that I found out these are all plastic, and I've been beating it around like crazy. Yeah, I probably should. But other than that, I mean, it works great. It cycles great. It's just, it fires flawlessly. There's no malfunctions. There's no failure. Nothing. I mean, I put, man, close to 250 rounds through it. Probably a little less than that, maybe 220. And it just never stopped firing. So all in all, I think it was really worth the purchase. I think it's just something that I have to get used to and train with, as much as we all have to do with all firearms, is train with them. And this one going in a new category for me, out of the big ones. But I mean, I really like it. I think it's good. And if you're all looking for a concealed carry on a 43, is the way to go. Especially with the 9mm platform, the amount of ammo available for it, and how cheap it is to actually shoot and train with. That's a big plus. I mean, this is 12 cents a round, hardball ammo, 115 grain. You can buy it in bulk, especially if you're running a lot of 9mm. You know, like little cheap holster, 22 bucks, leather holster, inside the waistband kind of thing, but you know, fits in, locks in. Yeah, over and all, it's a good gun. Do your research on it, make sure it's something that you like, something you want. You know, there's so many variations for like what you can do with these magazines. Like I actually ordered some from Terran Tactical with a +2 and a +3 base plate, and so we're gonna kind of see how that is. And I actually ordered the +3 with a full magazine just so I can retain this one here for close concealment, so it keeps that imprint much smaller. But if you ever have the opportunity where, you know, it's winter out and you need bulkier clothing, you can run a +2 or +3 in it and still have enough firepower to feel secure. But overall, for not being a Glock guy, I'm kind of impressed about it. I would buy it again. Would I buy another one? Not a 19, but I'd buy another 43 just because of what they stepped out of the box to go do. So there it is. That's my opinion on the Glock. And you guys feel free to share your own. And remember, like, subscribe, and click the notifications, because got some more stuff coming up with the SOCOM and the old Ruger dirty test, and go from there. Appreciate it.